Hey guys and girls, welcome to the channel, The Real Love Survival. Have I got a fantastic little video for you guys today? It's all about this. So hang around and I'll show you what's inside. Okay, welcome back guys and girls. Thumbs up from us as usual. Welcome to The Real Love Survival. And today it's all about my BCB survival kit. It's based on the SAS survival kit in a tin. It's just a bigger version. It changes all the time, the stuff that I put inside it. So let's just whack it open. All right, now this is a BCB tin. I will give the size of it below, dimensions, etc. Inside the tin, as you can see, you've got rubber seal, which makes it somewhat waterproof. You can actually put some tape around it, around the edges as well, to make it more waterproof. Now you can take that out and you know, if you're going to use it to boil water. So anyway, that keeps it somewhat waterproof. I'll get straight in there. On the very top, as you can see, we've got loads of cotton wool. And the real reason why you got the cotton wool in the top there is so you can use the cotton wool for tinder. You could also use it to place it around inside the tin to stop the things from making noise. If you don't want to be heard, you don't want stuff rattling around. So let's whack this cotton wool right there. Move the top a little bit over in here. Got some barbecue fire lighter. I chopped it in a little piece, wrapped it in silver foil, use that as tinder, like fire lighting, along with the cotton wool. These are cool. Just add a few drops of water and it expands out. Expandable towel. I'll whack that there. This is similar to a P38. I believe this is called the P50. I'm not sure. I can't remember at the moment. If you remember, guys, leave it down in the comment. Tin opener. If you're in an SHTF situation and you find a tin, you can open it with this. Right, moving on. One of these, okay, you can put your stuff on it and use it as a kind of keychain. You know, you might want to put your knife, you might want to put the torch on it, and you can get a lanyard, and you can just, you know, so that you don't lose your stuff, you secure it on one of these type of keychain things. I'll whack that there. I've got another one of those in here somewhere, but I'll show you that in a second. Commando wire, always very handy. Cut through wood, bone, and you know, if you want to make a shelter, very handy. Commando wire. I'll whack that underneath the P50. Right, moving on. Little Urban Power, fantastic bit of kit. Very, very sharp, and basically it's a push dagger. You can use that for processing food. Maybe you could do some feather sticks with it. It is very sharp. And like I said, you can put this keychain through it, and, you know, with a lanyard, and then you can hang that around your neck. So let's whack that there. One of these, like a D-lock. Again, you can use that in combination with this so that you can secure your stuff. You can put that on there as well, so that you won't lose it. Always handy to have a strong one. These ones are kind of strongish, but this is actually more stronger. Right, let's just whack that here and whack that there as well. Moving on, some more snare wire. Actually, going back, talking about snare wire, you can use the Commando wire and you can make snares out of that as well. Right, moving on. In here, this is cool. Kevlar thread. Repairing your clothing, repairing your bags, stitching yourself up if you have to. Kevlar thread is quite expensive, this stuff, but you know what, is really good stuff, so I recommend it. Kevlar thread. Let's whack that over here. Okay, moving on. A small sharpening stone, handy for sharpening your knives. Fish hooks. Let's whack that near the knife. Like I said, I've got another one of these keychain things right here that go with the keychain right there. Let's just move the stuff around a little bit. I will kind of show you at the end a quickly run through. Now, what else we got in here? We've got some gaffer tape, masking duct tape. This is a good one. I think there's about 3 or 4 feet of that in there. And this is the good one because it's got the material in there as well. So it's extra strong. Always good for repairing. You can make some you can make some suture bandages with that to cut any wounds up. Really handy. More cotton wool, always handy. Right, in here, I basically put a little fire kit together. Stormproof matches, strike anywhere matches, more Tinder in there, and the striker for the matches is in there as well, all in a small little kit. It's a little fire kit. I'll put that there underneath the little push dagger. Here we've got a little torch. I believe it's around about 10 lumens. It's not connected because I've got the little plastic bit inside, and that will stop the battery from being used, stop the torch from being turned on without me knowing. So there, keep the little plastic thing in there. I'll whack that there. Let's move this down. I've got some super glue. Now, super glue is an interesting one. Got to be careful with this. A lot of people who do bug out bag survival kits, they think, right, you can just use any super glue for wounds. Actually, you need to have the right type of super glue. So I used to think that as well. Just whack some super glue in there, and that'll just seal any wounds. No, you've got to have the right stuff. Well, anyway, I have yet to get the medical one. I will do. So watch this space. This one is just super glue. Always handy to have a little bit of super glue anyway. And you know what? At a pinch, I suppose you could, use it to seal some little wounds in an emergency, in a pinch. Okay, right, these are cool. This is one of those multi-tools. In here, it's like 14 in one. You've got a little blade in there. You've got like spanners in there. You've got a little screwdriver in there. The good thing about this one, I don't know if you can make it out, it's got some cordage. Okay, like I said, you can make a lanyard for your key rings to put your knife on. You can put your little D-lock on there as well, metal D-lock. So the cordage really come in handy. And it's got 14 in one tools in here. I'll whack that right there. Comes with a nice little case. Okay, little whistle. I've been through this kit recently, and good idea to go through your kit. And the whistle was not working. Let me just test this one again. Oh yeah, this one's working really well. Whistle carries much further than your voice, so having a good whistle in an emergency situation is really handy. So I'll whack that underneath the torch. Okay, moving on. Here we got some fishing line. So you're in an SHTF situation and it's really drastic, and you've been out a lot longer than you would have liked to have been. So some fishing line is handy, obviously, to go fishing. I suppose you can use it for repairs as well, other things. Let's just whack that right there. Okay, moving on. What have we got here? Aha! This is a lovely little mirror. Okay, I won't take off the plastic, but it's made of steel, so it's unbreakable. Really strong mirror. And it's got a little hole there. Again, you can whack some, put the lanyard together, put the mirror through the lanyard through there. You can keep the stuff around your neck. Other bits and pieces that require, like for example, you can put that with a knife. You can put that with that. And that way you keep everything together. I mean, you can put things in your pocket as well as around your neck. So that's a nice little mirror, signaling mirror. You could fix that on the bottom of here if you really wanted to, but I've kept it separate because I like to keep it separate. Okay, moving on. I'll whack that right there. What else do we have in here? Okay, in here I have a Stanley blade and various a swivel for fishing, some safety pins, a sail needle, really nice sail needle right there, if you can see that. What else is in there? A couple of weights, and maybe the hooks are in there as well. If I put the hooks in here, yep, there's the hooks right there. You can see the fishing hooks. Again, I've got the little sharpener so I can keep this stuff sharp. Let's just whack that right there. A little bit of cotton wool, whack that over there. Some more safety pins. You can never have enough safety pins handy for repairing shirts, trousers, all sorts. Right, moving on. Little Fresnel lens. Starting a fire. If you haven't got your glasses and you need glasses, Fresnel lens is always handy to have. I'll whack that right there. Okay, here's the top for the super glue. I kept it because of the space. Let's just whack that on there quickly. Right, nice length of silver foil, always very handy. Silver foil can be used for signaling. Like I said, you can fix it on the inside of your tin right there. Now, each tin is different. Everybody has different needs. Everyone wants to put their own stuff in there. So what this is about, I believe there's about 1.5 foot by 1.5 foot bit of silver foil. Handy for cooking, making a fire upon it, or just signaling. I'll whack that in there for now. Okay, let's just bring everything in a little bit. Okay, what else do we have? We have just a little baggie for carrying water. Now you can have a Durex in there. Like I said, I chop and change a lot of times. I did have a Durex in there, but obviously it was old, and you know I don't want it to be busted. And in an SHTF situation, if I pull it out, I can't put water in it. Anyway, so I've changed it out with a nice little bag for water. I've got some Oasis water purification tablets, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. So that's 10 litres of water right there. Now, you always got to remember to check your dates of your stuff. Okay. Now, these, let me just check the dates, I believe are out of date. And that's why I'm going through my kit, because I'm going to change these and put some new ones in there. Right. So remember to go through your kit. These are no good once they're out of date. Same thing with your diarrhea tablets. I've got diarrhea tablets in here. I'm going to take them out because they're out of date. And paracetamols. Okay, I'm going to change them out. I've got some new ones to my left here. So I'm going to swap these for these. I'm going to swap the diarrhea tablets, the old ones, for the new ones. And I'm going to change the water purification tablets to new ones, which I've got on the left hand side here as well. Okay, moving on. A little bit of salt. Salt's always good to have. You can use it as electrolytes as well as flavouring your fish if you catch one, or other foods in an SHTF situation. Let's whack that there. What else have we got in here? We've got a little wire saw, hacksaw. I've basically cut one down in half, and a little hacksaw is always handy to have, a little wire saw. I'll whack that right there as well. Okay, what are we doing time-wise? Okay, we're over 13 minutes, coming up to 14 minutes. And that's no problem. This is cool. This is one of those little nail things. Always handy to have something like this to clean your nails. I'm a guitarist. That's why I've got long nails on this side and short nails on this side. So one of these is handy just to keep your nails clean. Hygiene. Talking about hygiene, I've got one of these little fold-out files as well to keep your nails clean. And I suppose you can use that for other little chores, maybe prying. You know, always handy to have little small tools. In here, these are like Medi-wipes, alcohol wipes for cleaning wounds. A couple of those in there, 4 of those in there. What else we got here? We've got some plasters, various sizes. I'm not sure if you can hear my dog, my friend's dog upstairs. He's got a problem with barking. He never shuts up. He just barks all day long sometimes, you know. I don't know how the owner can live with it. Anyway, little toothpick, always handy. Right, moving on the video. Little gauze pad, small gauze pad just in case you get a wound. always handy to go with the plasters. Let's whack that on the side, and some paper for writing. Now, usually I do have a little pencil in here to go along with the writing stuff. Now, what I have done is I put a pen in here. This is just the insert of a pen, and you know, you can have a pencil in there. And last but not least, a little ferro rod. Okay, I can use the ferro rod to start fires. I've got Tinder. I've got these little alcohol wipes as well. I can make you know, use that for lighting a fire. And the ferro rod can go in conjunction with the blade as well. Right, where are we now? Over 15 minutes, coming up to 16 minutes. We're at the bottom of the tin, empty. Now, these tins are great because you can actually boil water in that. Okay, you can fill it up water, boil it after you've purified the water, purified it with tablets. If you want to boil it, just in case you want to make sure it's definitely clean to drink. So these tins are fantastic, BCB tins, and everything fits nicely in there. And I'm not going to put everything back in on camera, but let me pick up the camera and just do a quick run through again of everything that's inside the tin. Okay, cotton wool, your push dagger, your barbecue fire lighter, your expandable towel, your P50 tin opener, and you've got your wire saw. Obviously those scissors wasn't in there. Right, other bits and pieces, plasters, medi wipes, bandages, Fresnel lens, your little tool, multi-tool right there, your super glue, your silver foil, fishing kit, masking tape, fire lighting kit, your mirror. Fantastic bit of kit. Guys and girls, I really appreciate you all watching the video. Please hit the subscribe button below, the thumbs up, notification bell, all the good stuff. And leave a comment. What do you keep in your tin? Do you have a SAS survival kit? Are you wanting to put one together? Do you have a BCB? My friend Skylong did say that the BCB does have actually a course. So, you know, I'll try and look into that. And if I find more info on that, I will leave something below about that course. So this is what I keep in my tin. It does change. You know, sometimes I might have this torch in there, the little O-light, but I keep it on the keychain now, this little O-light. But yeah, you can have something like that in there. You don't have to have the push dagger. You can have something else in there. You could just have a little simple blade like this, a little foldable blade like that. Or you can have, you know, one of these, which is the Bocker. Fantastic bit of kit, a bit more heavy duty. As you can see, it's full tang, really thick, strong blade. It's up to you. You know, I do change every now and then what I put in there. And this is just what I've got in there for now. Anyway, guys and girls, thanks again for watching the video. I appreciate you all. You know, be very careful out there. You know, we're coming into some times now. Really, really, you know, strange times. A lot of deception out there. So, this video was about my little kit. And thanks again for watching. God bless for now. I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, guys.